Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to Side Hustle, the official podcast. It's your boy, Mark Roy, and thanks for tuning in to listen to what I gotta say today. We're talking about all things entrepreneurship, all things entrepreneurial, whatevers. But you know what I'm saying? It's mindset today. So mindset is going to be our word for today. Yahoo! And I feel like mindset is super important when starting or running a business.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Mindset's pretty much the thing when running your life. I laugh because mindset is such a huge thing when we talk about or when we think about starting or doing something, right? You got to be in the right mindset. I tell my dance students this all the time. Come into class and leave basically reality at the door. For this 1 hour, commit to this class, come into this class with the right mindset. That way it doesn't mess with the way we learn this choreography. And so many times as adults, we kind of figure out that life happens so quick, or life should be some type of way, that we forget that we too have to be in the right mindset to parent our children, to be that loving spouse, to be that type of worker at work, to be that leader, to be that boss, to be whatever it is. We have to be in that mindset. And how do we get that mindset? Well, it's based on experience. It's based on experience and the people that invest time into us, which leads me to this point. The people that invest time into us, we have to take those relationships or those meetings, those lunch meetings or dinner date, whatever it is. We got to take those relationships and learn from them, right? We got to humble ourselves enough to be able to say, hey, I need some help. Whether it's in business, whether it's in your 9 to 5, whether it's your work home life balance, whatever it is, we need to go to people that have been there, done that, know the ins and outs, maybe not know everything, but what works for them is working and what works for you is not working at this point, and we need to figure out what works. So mindset is surrounding yourself with other people that have that same mindset. This is why they say, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Because if you have a bunch of different people with a different mindset, yours is just going to get, again, muted within that whole entire group. You need people that think like what you want to be, right? What's that saying? I would never be scared of 100 lions led by one sheep, versus I'd be scared of that, or of 100 sheep led by that one lion. Why? Because mindset. Entrepreneurship. I can't even talk right now. Anyway, working for yourself is a different mindset than going to a 9 to 5, but both require tough skin, right? One, you're doing all the work on trying to acquire that business, and the other one, you're going into the people that have done all the work to acquire that business, but you have to do your job to keep that afloat, right? There's a difference between being in leadership and then being the one that keeps the company working. Both have their, tasks that they have to get done. Both are still equally important. But here's the thing, mindset is the big issue here, right? You could either space out your 8 hours or you could just get it done. You can climb the ranks, you can climb the ladder of success, you can be the ladder of success. Whatever you choose to do, it takes a certain mindset to get it done. Athletes, takes a certain mindset to get it done. Last week we talked about discipline versus regret, right? The two types of pain. You either discipline yourself for the short term versus regret all the long-term pain that comes with not disciplining yourself in that moment. It's simple to say, so much harder to do. Why? Because we put ourselves in that situation, in that day-to-day task, and we're like, I don't have time to do all this. I don't know how to make time to do all this. And sometimes all of that time making, binge watching shows. And I am a procrastinator when it comes to certain things. I am preaching to the choir here. This allows me to talk about it and then also act upon it too, because I take my words seriously. I don't really have a script. I have bullet points of what I want to talk about, but all of this is just off the top of my head, because as I'm thinking, I'm processing, and this is just how I download all of my stuff. This is how I learn from just a lot of my mistakes, is when I just talk about it, right? And so my mindset has changed over the years, even on how I look at how running a business is way different than just working a certain job. And not to say I still work for, two other companies, one teaching dance and then the other teaching photo, video, and dance. So my video stuff is not technically full-time, or this is not the only thing I do. I also still have dance and teaching students as my other form of work, right? But mindset between all three types of jobs, from owning my own business to being on a schedule and working for someone else's, it just has to work for your schedule. And right now, I do the other things because I still love to do it. I still love to coach. I love to choreograph on top of make these videos, not just podcasting, but weddings. I love to do all of that. It's creative for me. And it just allows me to express myself in a different way. At the end of the day, mentality is the hardest thing to kind of separate from your everyday family life or your everyday single life, whatever your situation is, versus your work life. And that balance can sometimes be the hardest thing to find time for yourself or find time for your family. But again, if you're in the wrong mindset, of course it's going to be stressful. Of course it's going to be last minute. Of course everything is just going to kind of hit you at the same time, because our mindset is stuck in this thing of, well, I don't know which hat to wear at this moment, right? Sometimes, and not all the time, sometimes I have to write things down in order to understand what I have to do. I used to be able to think about it up here and just remember it. I have to put something on the calendar now. Life has gotten just so busy to where if it's not on the calendar or if it's not blocked out, I forget it, and it is not a good look. So all I want to say is mindset. Are you struggling with your mindset? What do you have to do in order to get the correct mindset to do that one thing? Right? For me, I have to space myself. I wouldn't say thin. I would say I have to not space myself, but I would have to prioritize my time and my days and see how much can I dedicate, how much time can I dedicate at 100% this thing, right? How much time I need to dedicate myself 100% to this podcast. Where in my week can I dedicate that time solely just for that? And then where in my week can I dedicate, my time solely just for, editing videos or photos? And then stop it. Clock out. Sometimes in business, you have to clock out. Even if you own it. You still have a life too. And what I'm learning 3 years into business is you have to treat it like a job. They say if you do something that you love, you'll never work a day in your life.
You sit on a throne of lies.
That's bull, because you still have to work. You still got to put in the hours. You still have to grind to grow it. So you're still working, and there's a lot of aspects about owning a business that I hate, but it grows me in a way that propels my strengths. And even though I know I'm still weak at certain parts, I understand where I'm weak at, and I don't even focus on that. I just, hey, can someone do this for me? I can't do it. I'm gonna spend so much time working on trying to figure that out that I could have just paid someone to do it. Again, discipline myself enough to have a marketing budget for something that doesn't pertain to videos or anything like that, like graphics, right? My cousin's working on a graphic for me right now, and I don't want to do it. I was like, that's a lot of time and I'm not even creative like that, like he is. And so I just leave it up to Nikki to create my graphic, and just be patient with it, because again, talent takes a lot of time, and you're not just paying for the end product, you're paying for their talent. They're talented people, right? So delegate your stuff, be in the right mindset, whether it's a 9-to-5 or your business or your side hustle. But when you start to get hustled and you feel hustled on the side, that's kind of when you just kind of scale back a little bit and say, okay, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should invest my time into this instead. That way you can invest into other people, and they'll invest back into your business, which in turn makes you more money, so you can invest that back into yourself and the business. It's a whole full circle type deal. But it always starts with your mindset. And that's what you got to get right, to be right, to feel right, to live right, to act right. And that way you can make right by others. So, Side Hustle, the official podcast. Make sure you're hustling on the side and not getting hustled on the side. My name's Mark Roy, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.